So I chose the hotel motel industry just because I thought it was very interesting how this pandemic really um, affects it because tourism is everywhere. So I was very interested on how the hotel and motel industry is affected by this pandemic. So a little overview of the industry itself. Since ancient times and the Middle Ages, hotels or inns were just rooms within private dwellings. By the time of the Industrial Revolution in England, uh, more than more people began to travel, and competition for lodging business led to improvements. English inns soon gained a reputation for being the finest in the world because they were clean and had friendly service. Eventually, English standards began to be emulated in other countries, and in 1794, the City Hotel in New York became the first building in the United States to establish specifically as a hotel. Thus began the lodging business in the United States. So that's just kind of how they came to be, how the lodging business came to be. In the 1960s, major hotel companies started to go after specific market segments. Hotels and motels were built for airport locations or along the new interstate highways and at resort areas. Several budget chains were started as well. By the 1970s, there was further specialization with condominium and timeshare development at resorts, all suite hotels, and more budget chains. So basically, people are just getting smarter about it. They put it in places where they knew people would be at. Like I said, new interstates, obviously resorts and all that. So it brought people closer together in a way like that, and it also made it easier for chains such as like the Marriott and all that to make a business like that. So that was pretty much just a video of how the entire globe has been affected by this whole coronavirus pandemic. It affects so many other people and so many other industries besides the lodging industry, and with that, a lot of people have concerns. Will the industry recover properly after this? Can they adapt to the new world that will eventually come after this whole thing is over? And another big question that, and big concern that a lot of people will have after this is, will and motel prices increase after the COVID-19 is over? That worries a lot of people, um, but we'll get into that shortly. So the solution to question one, which was, will the lodging industry recover from this? The answer will be yes. The lodging industry will recover from this pandemic, but obviously not without much allowed time. It takes years before it will take years before the lodging industry will ever be back to the way it was before. Um, but with a lot of patience and a lot of persistence, I have no doubt that the industry will go back to the way it was before. The solution to question two, which was, can the industry adapt to the new world? In all reality, all hotels and motels will have no choice but to adapt to the new world that will be among us after this pandemic is over. If they don't, then they will see major decline in their already low restarting industry. And by adapting, they show that they do care about the public safety and will do everything they can to keep people safe and secure. You know, now hotels and all of them are going to have to do sanitation all the time on doors, elevators, just high traffic areas. And a lot of people will be hesitant to come unless they do these things. So it's obviously going to be a big change for everybody. So the solution to question three, which was, will the hotel and motel industry increase their prices after this whole thing is over with? Um, it's a big concern for everybody, and I'm sure a lot of people will be having after all this is over with. But you know, the answer is no, they will not. And but at least right away, they will not increase prices right away. The companies will start slow, have low prices while they try and bring back their clientele that they lost due to the COVID-19. However, as time goes on, they will slowly increase their prices until eventually they have caught up and are back on schedule to where they were before all this happened. So it'll start off low and then gradually get higher and higher and higher as the economy gets better and better and better. So a couple stats to go along with this whole industry. There are about 50,800 hotels and motels in the United States with a total of 4.7 million rooms. This is a $127 billion industry with about 1.7 million employees. About 75% of the revenue that comes from room rents. Food and beverage sales account for 15%, followed by rental of public rooms for conferences, meetings, events, and so on. So a lot of a lot of this revenue is coming from not just their sales to rooms, but also renting out their conference spaces for meetings, events such as weddings, parties, and all this stuff. So they're getting other revenues just from these smaller sections inside of their business. And rates are going to be the highest in the northeastern and middle Atlantic states at resorts and at urban hotels. However, the largest segment of all properties are suburban and small town locations. A lot of bigger cities and a lot of resorts are obviously going to have hotels for themselves so they can have other people. Certain areas such as Honolulu, Hawaii, New York City, Phoenix, and Orlando often have yearly occupancy rates in the 80% range. They're just popular vacation spots, so a lot of people like to go over there. And obviously, if they have a lot of people over there, then you need to give them a room over there. So an example of kind of what's been going on that's happened in the past, hotel occupancy since 2000 dropped from a high of 63.5% in 2000 to a low of 55% in 2009. This was primarily due to the economic recession and a decline in tourism after the 9/11 terrorist attack. The hotel industry was expected to rebound as economic and security conditions improved, and they did so in a huge way. And this video I have from YouTube really shows how severe the coronavirus is compared to those two events that happened before. So this industry does use quite a few marketing strategies to help expand their business and get their business out there. To market its properties, most resort hotels utilize direct mailing to travel agencies, previous clientele, and targeted organizations and individuals. Web pages and links to destination web pages have become very popular in recent years. Other marketing methods include corporate group discounts and outside sales force. Frequency stay programs are used to build brand loyalty and influence prior customers to return. Discounting is another common marketing tool. Many urban hotels give weekend discounts of 20 to 60% in order to spur weekend occupancy. Another approach is to give discounts or free nights to frequent stay guests after they have earned points based on previous stays. Senior citizen discounts are also common. Some hotels, instead of discounting the room prices, actually give value added upgrades, amenities, or discounts on meals. This strategy is very popular in like Vegas and all that. So this industry does provide a lot of opportunities for young people to move up into the business. Hotels and motels are one of the largest employers in the nation. Many of the positions, of course, are non-professional, such as room attendees, front desk clerk, bell staff, and porters. Even so, students who take these jobs while in school learn many of the practical grassroots aspects of the business. They get a first-hand look at how the business is ran, and it gives them an opportunity to move on up. Before they graduate, students can often move up to positions such as bell captain, concierge, front desk supervisor, reservations clerk, assistant housekeeper, and so on. After graduation, the student may be ready to move up to mid-level management positions such as front office manager, executive housekeeper, or guest service manager. And with further experience, the young professional may move up to be personal director, sales manager, and eventually, if given the right opportunity, a general manager. And as you can see, there's numerous opportunities that hotels and motels can offer just within their company. So it's a lot of good that comes out of it. So we were supposed to find a job posting that kind of sparked our interest within an interesting industry, and I chose one out of my industry, the motel hotel industry. And I actually found a job posting as a conference service manager at Vail Resorts. It's located in Park City, Utah. It is a full-time job, and the description is the conference service manager coordinates and oversees facilities, food, and beverage for banquets, conventions, meetings, bus groups, and other special functions held in Canyon Village at Park City Resort. Meet the prospective clients to plan events, book events, and prepare written contracts and menu quotes. Work in conjunction with various departments within the resort, which also includes ticket sales, equipment rentals, ski lessons, entertainment, decor, food and beverage, transportation, and a variety of outside vendors as needed. Um, this job posting looked very familiar because all you need is an associate's and just a couple of years of experience within the actual resort, and then you could be a possible client, possible candidate for this resort. So a basic summary of kind of everything that I just went over. The lodging sector of the hospitality industry has spiked tremendously since its first beginning. Obviously, it's come a long way from what it originally was. There is a need for the lodging everywhere we go. As long as there are tourist attractions in the world, there will always be a business for lodging. However, with this unforeseen pandemic that is affecting the entire world, many people are skeptical on if this industry will ever be the same. I believe that it has the opportunity to still be great, but it will obviously have to respond to many of the upcoming customer concerns. It's like I stated earlier, it's not gonna take months for this to come back. It's gonna take years, just like in the examples I provided in the 2008 recession and the 9/11 terrorist attacks. It took years for just this industry and probably many other industries to come back from it, and it does have a good opportunity to come back and be better than ever.